Alright, so gonna be replacing the stereo and getting it all set up. For starters, I got myself a cup of tea, got some TVs queued up to go, and what I'm gonna need to do first to replace the stereo, it is still connected to the harness from the old car, and I've got to get all of these little connector bits done. And just how I'm undoing them is I am just cutting them off at the end. Here's where it's attached, and you can kind of see the butt end still in there. So I'm just cutting them off, leaving as much free room as possible. So I'm going to cut all of these down, and then I'll show you how I am hooking them up to the new setup. Alright, and just to show you how I'm doing this, I'm just getting right up against the clip and just cutting it, and that's all I'm doing. Alright, so I've stripped all the stereo wires. My harness wires came pre-stripped. Just gotta pop that off, throw on the end, line them up, twist it a couple of times, just enough to get the ends together. Then I've got the little cap. Kind of just wiggle it in and screw it on. And then repeat for all the colors. We're working with electricity, so we're disconnecting the batteries so we don't zap ourselves. Alright, and then to pop this off, there are two screws down below here, and I'm just gonna pull those out, and then this entire frame should just pop right off. Alright, so I've got the cover off here, and then there are just 4 screws on all the sides, and then I'll pop those off, and then the stereo I should be able to just slip out. Alright, got all the screws out, and then this sucker really should just slide out. There we go. And it is a tight fit, so I'm just gonna, there we go, almost got it. There we go. And then it just pops out. And then we've got some wires in here to disconnect. Alright, so the stereo is hooked up to this. This is all of the connectors. And then this is the power supply. I just pulled those out of the back of the stereo. Then before I put the new stereo in, I have to take this plate off and put it onto the new stereo because that is what allows it to stay in place. Alright, so I've got the plates off. Here's the new stereo, and then I've got these little plastic spacers that you just kind of set over the screw plate like that, and it just fills the gap because this is a more narrow stereo than the factory one. So I'm going to get these screwed on and then show you what it looks like. Alright, was having issues with it, so I did not get those plastic bits on. They're still out. But I got it all screwed back in, and there it goes. It's all hooked up and working.